Well, we know this administration is all about grievances and going after their enemies. That's exactly what they're doing. Trump's Department of Justice is trying to go after now Attorney General Letitia James. She was the one, of course, who took Trump punk ass to court and actually beat him because she exposed his lying and fraudulent ways as head of the Trump companies. Now they also so they opened this investigation. They're alleging that a criminal investigation alleging that she committed mortgage fraud. They also are attacking California Senator Adam Schiff. The grand jury investigation was convened in Albany, New York. They're examining what James had to say in terms of her mortgage there as well. Now, the DOJ has declined to comment on the subpoenas in the grand jury investigation. Matt, we know what this is. Donald Trump is mad. He got his ass kicked by Letitia James, and so now he's targeting her. That's what we're dealing with.
That's all we're dealing with. They're going to try to do the same thing they did to Marilyn Mosby. That's it. And if I remember correctly, when I read it, they were saying that they have convened the grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia. So I'm not sure if there's a second property she owns or something, somebody scouring her records to try to make something out of nothing. But I think the larger story here is exactly what you alluded to. You know, this should be terrifying to people that the Department of Justice, which is historically an independent agency from the president, is just doing the president's bidding. It's no different than a private citizen hiring me and asking me to advance his or her cause. Pam Bondi is not supposed to be Donald Trump's lawyer. And the idea that Donald Trump is mad that Letitia James not only beat him bad in court and then called him out and, you know, called a spade all the times. The fact that he's mad about that now turning into government resources being used to harass a duly elected person who's doing a good job there in New York. I mean, this is a scary thing, but we know this. We know that this is his MO. None of this is surprising. And hopefully, you know, I know she's got some great attorneys. They're able to cut that off at the pass, but I hope she doesn't have to sit through a trial, because the scary thing about this, as people know, is you can indict a ham sandwich. It's easy to get a grand jury to return an indictment. And even if Tish James beats it, the fact that she's put up against an indictment that is solely there because Donald Trump is mad that she's standing up against her is a terrifying notion. But it's part and parcel with what we're seeing this administration do. So it's not surprising, and I'm surprised it came this late. And we know he's going to do that with anyone else he thinks is a political detractor, especially one who's flying high like Tish James.
Michael, all we hear is that Republicans, Biden weaponized the DOJ. Nobody has weaponized the DOJ and the federal government like Donald Trump the first time and now this time. They are gross, disrespectful, shameful hypocrites.
Well, yes, but you're dealing with a criminal enterprise here, to quote our brother, Dr. Greg Carr. This is exactly what it is. This is stuff out of totalitarian dictatorship country. So you have Donald Trump, who's upset about the civil lawsuit that Tish James filed against him for when it came to his taxes and stating the values of properties. And that information actually came from Michael Cohen. When Michael Cohen testified in front of Congress before he went to prison, inflating the values of properties to get loans, but deflating the values of properties when it comes time to, pay taxes, things of this nature. So she wins that lawsuit. Trump owes about $500 million now in that lawsuit. So now they come up with this type of investigation dealing with a mortgage and then also claiming that Tish James violated Donald Trump's civil rights. If this is not the height of caucasity, because you got Donald Trump violating black people's civil rights, you had Donald Trump, his second day in office, revoked affirmative action, Executive Order 11246, trampling on black people's civil rights. And then now they want to claim that Tish James violated his civil rights. So this is more of the white grievance coming from the Trump administration. This is what they're doing. They refashioned the civil rights department in the Department of Justice to focus on white grievance, things of this nature. And this is something Donald Trump campaigned on. So this is more nonsense. So hopefully Tish James is successful in this. Hopefully Adam Schiff is successful. But I just got to say this. I don't mean to be petty, but I bet Adam Schiff is maybe regretting jumping out and calling for Joe Biden to drop out of the race. Because remember, Senator Adam Schiff was jumping on MSNBC saying that Joe Biden should drop out of the race after the bad debate and the poll numbers and things like this. He may be regretting that now.
Mm-hmm. Folks, before I go to Raven, Tish James, she addressed these attacks on her, and she says, Donald, I ain't scared of your ass.
My mission is clear. I'm focused. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University that overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been taught in those classrooms where Thurgood Marshall once taught. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting on. We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2 until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes to bring us some rest. Come on, ladies. It's up to us. We saved this democracy before. We'll save it now. Let's go.
Raven, the shortened version of that is Donald Trump, bring your ass.
I'm so here for the energy. Yes. I mean, let's call this what it is, right? Trump is mad that a highly qualified, highly accomplished, no nonsense Black woman held him to account for his gross misconduct. It's really that simple. We've seen that he clearly thinks he's above the law. He thinks that he can be a king in a country where we don't do kings. He thinks that he can just be out here defying Supreme Court order rulings and attacking his political opponents like he's above reproach or critique. And she's saying that's not going to fly. And I'm so here for it. I really think Trump's response in this situation is like if misogynoir, toxic masculinity, and like white fragility had a baby. Like that is emblematic of how he's moving in this situation. And you know what his response also tells me? He thinks that criminality can't map onto him. And I think this is really just reflective of how people think about criminality within the context of the United States. Criminality from the top down is seen as the status quo. Criminality from the bottom up is seen as criminality as opposed to resistance, right? And he really thinks he's above the law. He thinks he's above reproach. And she's saying, no, that's not the case. It's not going to fly, and you're going to be held to account. And I hope that we can all rally behind her to make sure that that comes to fruition.
All right. Now, if you like this type of information, be sure to register for my new online history class that starts up Saturday, August 2nd, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. African empires, the Moors, and the transatlantic slave trade, 5000 BC to 1800 AD. It's a 10-week online class. This is a very visual class. We do a PowerPoint presentation. I have a PowerPoint presentation. The video clips that I show, there are 15 books that we use in the class that we reference. You don't have to buy any of the books because I show you the clips. I'll show you the screenshots right on the screen. So you don't have to buy any of the books, okay? If you don't want to. There are excerpts of interviews that I've done with some of our scholars that we show in class also. And this content is PG-13, so you can use it with your children. So we deal with thousands of years of history, and also what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade. And one of the things we look at are African empires. So whether it's Kush, whether it's Nubia, whether it's Axum, Merowe, whether it's Great Zimbabwe, Carthage, and the Carthaginians, and Hannibal Barca. We go throughout history and we look at these African empires, okay? And then we also deal with the history of the Moors, going into Europe, taking the teachings of the Nile Valley region of Africa. We deal with ancient Kemet also, taking the teachings from the Nile Valley region of Africa, taking that into Europe. This is what brings Europe out of the Dark Ages. And then we deal with the transatlantic slave trade, how that came about, and the dispersing of African people, but also how we fought against the transatlantic slave trade every step of the way. Click right here to register here also, and it takes you here. So the class is on sale, $80. We do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. You can go back and watch it anytime. And you can email me right through the website. Also at the top of the page, contact the African History Network. But you'll get 5 of my lectures in digital download format. You get 5 of my lectures free as well. So you can register right now for that. We have the link here in the thread of the broadcast. It's also on my, also go to my website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. It's right on the home page. Great African empires, the Moors, and the transatlantic slave trade, 5000 BC to 1800 AD. You can also support us through Cash App and PayPal, $ the AHN show through Cash App and through PayPal, paypal.me / the AHN show. We have that information